Have you ever felt like your brain is just running a marathon that literally never ends? From the outside, everything probably looks perfectly fine. You're holding it together. But inside, it's just constant, deafening noise. Overthinking, stress, comparison, fear. Well, this explainer is going to completely challenge how we deal with that noise. Because listen, we aren't just talking about being a little tired here. We're talking about a mind that has secretly become toxic. Today, we're unpacking 8 ancient Japanese secrets that created some of the most disciplined, calm, and mentally unshakable people in human history. And trust me, these aren't just cute motivational quotes. They are absolutely powerful, real-world methods to completely detox your mind from the inside out. Okay, let's dive right into this. You see, most people don't lose at life because they lack talent. No way. They lose because their mind has slowly, quietly become addicted to chaos. Just think about it for a second. Waking up and immediately grabbing your phone, feeling anxious for literally no specific reason, getting super frustrated over the tiniest little things, and then going to bed feeling completely unfulfilled. This toxicity, it's silently eating away at your focus, your happiness, and your confidence. And honestly, the most dangerous part of the whole thing is that you don't even realize when your own mind becomes your absolute worst enemy. We live in a world that sells us a seriously dangerous illusion. On the outside, it's all about that perfect appearance, right? The successful career, the smiling photos, the endless hustle. But internally, the reality for millions of young professionals and students out there is pure toxic chaos. You're physically resting, maybe sitting on the couch, but mentally, you are completely drained. So, to rescue who you truly are from this exhausting modern hustle culture, we need to completely rewire how you operate. And we're going to start with our very first Japanese secret. So our first secret is Kaizen. Now, when you tell yourself, okay, tomorrow I am going to completely change my entire life, your brain literally starts to panic. It hates sudden, massive changes. And honestly, that's exactly why those sudden bursts of 3 a.m. motivation completely die out by Tuesday afternoon. But Kaizen, it's the ultimate cheat code. It means continuous improvement through just a tiny 1% daily change. It totally tricks your brain. You don't overhaul your whole life. You just wake up 5 minutes earlier, you just sit and meditate for 5 minutes, you catch just one negative thought and stop it in its tracks. That's literally it. The difference between our modern impatience and true lasting growth is actually pretty stark. We all want that overnight success, overnight confidence, overnight peace. But the Japanese understand a fundamental truth. The strongest, most resilient trees do not grow in a single day. It takes time for those roots to deepen. If you just commit to improving by 1% every single day, I promise you, a year from now, you won't even recognize yourself. You'll have built this unshakable identity, just sweeping away the daily dust of negativity, exactly like you'd clean a room in your house. But hey, what happens when you start improving, and then life suddenly throws something terrible at you? Something you totally can't control? Well, this is where most people break. They start fighting reality. They ask, why me? Why is life so incredibly unfair? And that constant resistance just creates this permanent mental exhaustion. So the second secret is shogunai. It means peacefully accepting what cannot be changed. Now, to be clear, it doesn't mean giving up. Not at all. It just means you stop wasting your precious mental energy on battles you have absolute zero control over. Just think about this for a second. Fighting reality is like trying to hold water in your hands. The tighter you squeeze, the faster it slips right through your fingers. Imagine standing outside in the middle of a massive storm and just screaming at the rain to stop. Is the rain going to stop? Nope. But your mood is totally ruined. People will disappoint you. Opportunities will slip away. Relationships will end. True wisdom is knowing exactly which battles to drop. Because when you stop resisting the unavoidable, I'm telling you, a massive, heavy weight instantly lifts right off your brain. Now, even if you do accept reality, you might still feel incredibly overwhelmed. Why? Well, because of the endless notifications, the doom scrolling, the constant nonstop stimulation. Let me ask you a question right now. Honestly, how long can you sit quietly in a room without checking your phone? Seriously, our modern fear of silence is completely destroying our inner clarity. So the third secret is Ma. Ma is the beautiful concept of purposeful emptiness. It is that silent, sacred space where your mind can finally actually take a breath. Imagine a mind that is just absolutely drowning in noise, desperately trying to keep up with everything. Now contrast that with the purposeful silence of Ma. In music, the pause between the notes is actually what makes the melody beautiful. In a painting, the empty canvas is just as important as the colors themselves. Your mind desperately needs Ma to heal. Sitting with yourself without a podcast on 2x speed, without screens flashing, without a million distractions, Yeah, it might feel a little uncomfortable at first, but it is the absolute ultimate medicine for a toxic mind. And when that noise finally fades away, a really terrifying question often pops up. Why am I even doing all of this? There's a really tragic reality in the world right now. Some of the absolute most exhausted people aren't actually the ones working the hardest. They're the ones living entirely without purpose. They have the paycheck, they have the newest phone, the comfort, but inside, they feel completely empty. So the fourth secret comes to us from the incredibly long-living people of Okinawa. It's called ikigai, your reason for being. It's that deep spark that makes you jump out of bed in the morning with genuine, unstoppable vitality. So the absolutely crucial point here is how you actually find it, right? Ikigai is this magical intersection of four key elements. It's about mapping out what you genuinely love, what you are actually good at, what the world desperately needs, and finally, what you can be paid for. Whether you're a hungry entrepreneur building a startup or a student trying to pick a major, living by other people's expectations makes your mind toxic. Why? Because you're living someone else's life. Finding your ikigai fuels you from the inside. It ensures you aren't just surviving your day. You are deeply, truly living it. But watch out, because as you chase that amazing purpose, society sets a massive trap for you. Perfectionism. You know the drill. Perfect body, perfect career, perfect relationship. We constantly treat ourselves like these flawed little projects that desperately need fixing. And let me tell you, this self-rejection is a silent, deadly poison. So our fifth secret offers a profound relief from this trap. It's called wabi-sabi. Wabi-sabi is the beautiful realization that the most incredible things in life are never, ever perfect. Think about old trees with twisted branches or faces with deep, joyful wrinkles. Those aren't flaws, guys. They are absolute proof of a life truly lived. In Japan, there is this absolutely stunning art form called kintsugi. When a ceramic bowl breaks, they don't just toss it in the trash. Instead, they repair the cracks with real liquid gold. And get this, the bowl actually becomes far more beautiful and far more valuable exactly because it was broken. I really want you to hear this right now. Your mistakes, your failures, your emotional scars, they are your gold. You do not need to be flawless to be worthy. Embracing your imperfections gives your life genuine depth and unbreakable strength. Now, even if you manage to accept your own flaws, there is another trap waiting for you the second you open social media, the incredibly toxic trap of comparison. You log on and see someone younger, richer, seemingly way happier than you, and suddenly you're measuring your messy, behind-the-scenes reality against everyone else's carefully curated highlight reel. This brings us to our sixth secret, ubai-tori. This is the profound, life-altering realization that life is simply not a race. Comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20, that is basically guaranteed mental destruction. The word aobai-tori is actually made up of the Japanese characters for four completely different trees: the cherry, the plum, the peach, and the apricot. Now, all four of these trees bloom beautifully, but here's the catch. They bloom at entirely different times. Not a single one of them looks over at the other and tries to speed up its own growth. And just like these trees, your personal journey, your timeline for success, and your season to bloom are entirely your own. Stop rushing your roots. Your unique combination of skills and timing will bloom exactly when it is supposed to. All right, so as we let go of that toxic comparison, we really have to look at our physical environment. Think about it. We live entirely in these little concrete boxes, staring at glowing glass screens, waking up to harsh artificial alarms. We have become completely disconnected from our most natural source of healing. So, the seventh secret is Shinrin-yoku, which beautifully translates to forest bathing. Now, this isn't just taking a quick walk. It's about stepping out into nature without your phone, without any specific destination, and letting the environment scientifically lower your stress hormones and physically heal your fried nervous system. I want you to think about this really profound contrast for a second. Human beings are constantly rushing, totally terrified that if they slow down for even a minute, they'll fall behind. But just look at nature. Rivers never rush, yet they always, always reach the ocean. Trees don't hurry, but they reach right up and touch the sky. Nature naturally reminds your mind of its true, unhurried pace. It is literally the ultimate antidote to our modern toxic need for constant speed. Okay, so you've detoxed your mind. You found some real peace. But here is the harsh, unavoidable truth. The world out there, it's still going to be chaotic. People are still going to be difficult. And if you only learn how to heal but not how to protect yourself, that toxicity is going to instantly return. So our final Japanese secret is the absolute ultimate mental shield, zanshin. Zanshin means relaxed awareness. It's this incredible ability to remain completely present, fully awake, but completely emotionally detached from the absolute chaos swirling around you. There's this amazing story of a legendary samurai. When he was asked how he managed to stay so incredibly calm in literally deadly situations, he replied, "I didn't just learn to use a sword. I taught my mind to stay awake." Wow. See, true power isn't about reacting to every little annoyance, every single insult, or every modern distraction that pops up on your screen. It's about keeping your mind so fiercely awake and aware that negativity simply slides right off you. When you truly have Zanshin, you are no longer a slave to your emotions. You are the absolute master of your reactions. Let's pull this all together. Think of this as your absolute ultimate cheat sheet for a totally detoxed mind. We use Kaizen to build rock-solid habits without the brain panic. We use Shogunai to drop that useless, heavy stress. Ma gives you incredible clarity in the silence, while Ikigai makes you literally wake up with fire in your belly. Wabi-sabi allows you to finally love your scars. Ube-tori absolutely destroys the toxic comparison game. Shinrin-yoku heals your fried nervous system. And finally, Zanshin, building an impenetrable, relaxed shield around your newfound peace. Ultimately, the most powerful person in the room is never the one with the most money or the loudest voice, not even close. It is always the one whose mind remains completely unshaken, right in the middle of the world's absolute chaos. You've got the blueprint now, so the choice is entirely yours. Are you going to remain a slave to the endless toxic noise, or will you step up, master the stillness within, and unlock your true potential? If this explainer changed your perspective today, smash that like button, drop a comment below declaring your absolute commitment to a mental detox, and make sure to subscribe so you never miss another journey into mastering your life. Stay focused and stay peaceful.